Growing up, we'd spend the 4th of July camped on the second hole's fairway of Springfield, Tennessee's country club. We'd bring blankets and watch the fireworks show, and we loved it. There's something about fireworks that attracts a crowd. It's fun. Probably because it's really dangerous, but also because it's fun. It has a way of bringing us all together. Just a few weeks ago, we took our kids down to Carolina Beach for their Thursday night fireworks, and they're great. One of the biggest shows in the country this week is going to be held in Nashville, Tennessee, where our parents live. Nashville goes all out for their Red, White, and Boom tour. Brad Paisley's headlining a free downtown concert alongside many others. The Nashville Symphony is playing at the downtown amphitheater. There's a climactic moment at night with the fireworks display over their river. Just listen to what they have in store. They have 18 technicians who will set up the show over the course of 8 days. More than 35,000 pounds of explosives and 150 miles of wire will be used. The largest shell is 10 inches in diameter, weighing 12 pounds. It leaves the mortar at 200 miles an hour and climbs to 1,000 feet before busting into a colorful canopy. The 30-minute show includes more than 250 of these 12-pound shells. There's another 250 8-inch shells with a finale that's projected to be the largest in human history. Just hearing this makes you want to go. It makes you want to be a part of what's going on. It's fun, exciting, and for good reason, because it brings people together. July 4th reminds me of one of America's best slogans, E pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one. It's not the official motto of the USA, but it does have its place in our country's history. It used to explain how the 13 colonies came together to form the United States. It's a constant reminder that we're united under a much larger banner than just our community or colony or state. It reminds us that we may have different beliefs, different religions, different skin tones, cultures, food choices, learning styles, and desires. But out of the many, we are one. Out of our many, we are united. Out of our many, there's something bigger that connects our souls to one another. This is E pluribus unum. And America isn't the only culture that shares this thought. A few years ago, friends of ours went to India for a mission immersion experience. When they arrived, they lived with Baptist missionaries there, and they began learning the Indian culture as fast as they could. One of the first things that they learned is how you greet. Namaste. You're probably familiar with this word. It wasn't new to my friends either, but the Indian understanding of it was. They were told by a local priest that in Indian culture, the concept of God's presence radiates through even casual conversations. For an Indian culture, Namaste means the divinity in me bows to the divinity in you. When I greet you, I not only recognize your humanity, but I see the image of the divine in you as well. It's India's way of saying, we may have different beliefs, different religions, different skin tones, cultures, food choices, learning styles, and desires. But out of our many, we are still one. Out of our many, we are united. Out of all of our differences, there's something bigger that connects our souls to one another. This is Namaste and E pluribus unum. In South African culture, which we have a team who just landed safely there this week, and they're going to hear the word Ubuntu. I heard it quite a bit when I was there in February, and we have a team landing there today. It means humanity. It's often translated humanity towards others. Desmond Tutu popularized this thought in a more philosophical sense when he said it meant the belief in a universal bond of sharing that connects all of humanity. In other words, it's South Africa's way of saying we may have different beliefs, different religions, different skin tones, cultures, food choices, learning styles, and desires. But out of our many, we are still one. Out of our many, we are united. Out of our differences, there is something bigger that connects our souls to one another. This is Ubuntu, and Namaste, and E Pluribus Unum. I think this is so fascinating. Now, here are three different cultures with different leaders and different histories, all overcoming significant cultural adaptations like wars and human rights, freedom, democracy, each with their own unique history, each working out their identity philosophically, and each arriving at a similar conclusion. America's E Pluribus Unum, out of many one. India's Namaste, the divinity in me bows to the divinity in you. South Africans Ubuntu, a universal bond of sharing that connects all humanity. All three are saying in their own way, we're in this together. It's as if there's even a larger connection, helping cultures and countries evolve into an even greater awareness of self. Perhaps we're seeing the handiwork of God's Spirit dwell in people here, guiding us all to love one another better. I know that's what the psalmist is doing in Psalm 24. Hear verses 1 through 6 again. The earth is the Lord's, and all that is in it, the world and those who live in it. For he has founded it on the seas, established it on the rivers. Who shall ascend the hill of the Lord? Who shall stand in his holy place? Those who have clean hands and pure hearts, who do not lift up their souls to what is false and do not swear deceitfully. They will receive blessing from the Lord and vindication from the God of their salvation. Such is the company of those who seek him, who seek the face of God of Jacob. Let's break this down. The earth is the Lord's and all that is in it, the world and those who live in it. In other words, we are one. We are tied together under God's handiwork. We may have different beliefs, different religions, different skin tones, cultures, food choices, learning styles, and desires. But out of our many, we are still the Lord's. Out of our many, we are still united by God's Spirit. Out of our differences, there is something bigger that connects our souls to one another. This is Ubuntu. Namaste. E Pluribus Unum. This is the Lord's, and all that is in it. Us seeing this connection is paramount. The psalmist is reminding us we have an obligation to those around us. Their faith is connected to ours. Their life is intertwined with ours. Namaste, Ubuntu, E Pluribus Unum, we're in this together. This is the Lord's and all that is in it. When we follow the arc of God in Scripture, we realize what King David realized. We're all connected. God's Spirit knits and unites. God's Spirit is that higher presence, helping cultures and countries evolve into an even greater awareness of self. God's Spirit, it defines our connectedness. We may have different beliefs, different religions, different skin tones, cultures, food choices, learning styles, and desires. But out of our many, we're still one. Out of our many, we're still united. Out of our many, there's something bigger that connects our souls to one another. And it's bigger than Ubuntu, bigger than Namaste, bigger than E Pluribus Unum. For this is all the Lord's, and all that is in it. God's handiwork dwells in people, guiding us all to love one another better, to see one another better, to know we're all intricately connected, to share in love and in hope and in joy with one another. And Psalm 24 agrees. The earth is the Lord's and all that is in it. So lift up your heads, O gates, and be lifted up, O ancient doors, that the King of glory may come in. Who is the King of glory? The Lord, strong and mighty. The Lord, mighty in battle. Lift up your heads, O gates, and be lifted up, O ancient doors, that the King of glory may come in. Who is the King of glory? The Lord of hosts. He is the King of glory. This week, especially July 4th, as you're thinking about and celebrating our country's Independence Day, allow your mind to go even higher, even deeper. Think about what our freedom represents. Of course, we give thanks to God, and we offer our respect and thanks to all the military personnel who help secure and to maintain that freedom. But let that energy go even more spiritual. Connect the dots to what God's Spirit is orchestrating throughout the world. Do as the psalmist says this week. Lift up your heads and be lifted up. Let the Lord of hosts and the King of glory come into your thoughts. And let yourself see that we are the Lord's, and all that is in us and around us and through us and beside us. Our neighbors and families and communities and friends, we are all one in the bond of love. E pluribus unum. Namaste. Ubuntu. Out of many, we are divinely the King of glories. Out of many cultures, we are the King of glories, one. Who is this King of glory? The Lord of hosts. He is the King of glory.